Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now I'm going to start painting the underpainting of wine and grapes. And I was working on the drawing, and now I'm going to take three colors. I'm going to use titanium white, Van Dyke brown, and ivory black, and start to work on these brick shapes here in the background. So for that, I'm going to use a flat brush. I have a number 4 flat brush. I'm going to mix some paint together. What I like to do is kind of establish the dark first. And in this case, the darks are the spaces between the bricks. So I'm going to mix black, brown, a little bit of white, make a dark color. Mix that right into a flat brush. And because this is the underpainting, I'm going to use a little bit of paint thinner as my medium. Paint thinner is a thin medium. In painting, you want to use the fat over lean method. This is the leanest paint. So I'm going to use that color of dark, and I'm just going to kind of go in here where these dark spaces are between the bricks and sort of establish those. So go right in there, establish them. There's a space right there. If the paint doesn't flow, I'm just using more paint thinner. Just a touch more paint thinner just to help it to move around a little bit better. See how I just added a little bit of paint thinner there and it kind of was a little bit more fluid right there? And I'm also kind of changing the shape of some of these lines. Like that line, I want this to be a little thicker here. Just to give it a little bit of variety. This break up here, it kind of falls up here and goes across. So fill that in. It's a dark space right here. Almost to give you the feel like it's connecting. It's connecting these lines here across. So maybe there's like a thin line right here. See how we're starting to see some bricks in the background? Thin line there. Sort of stagger them a little bit. Like that. Maybe I'll make this line a little bit thinner. Just to give it a little variety. Maybe I'll make it thinner here and thicker at the bottom. Gives that a little bit of variety. Just to give a little bit of change, you know, so everything's not exact. And let that come up a little bit more. And the paint sort of stopped flowing for me for right there, so I just add a little bit of paint thinner. So it flows a little bit better. Bring that across there. A little bit of a line there, and then like that, and fill in that a little bit, and here, there, and here and there. Just kind of fill it in. Still underpainting. Don't have to worry about every little detail yet. It's a little darker over on this side. Alright, so that gives us a basic feel for our bricks in the background. Now I want to mix a lighter color. I'm looking for some burnt umber. Just a touch of burnt umber just to give it a little bit of an orange feel to it. So I'm just going to use the same brush and then clean it. I'm going to go into some white. A little bit of burnt umber. See how the burnt umber is a little bit of a brownish orange color? As opposed to burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is a brown red color. Alright, so I'll kind of mix them with these colors. Let it all get kind of mixed together. I have enough paint thinner in it. Not over mixing. I want to come into these individual bricks and sort of start to get some paint on here. figure out where I want this. Try not to cover these dark lines that I put in. Maybe up here it's a little bit lighter. Just kind of not over mixing the paint, letting the colors sort of vary a little bit there. And the glass. I'm not cleaning the brush at all, so all the colors kind of stay vibrant on the brush. And some color there. Nothing too complicated here. And maybe over here it's a little bit darker. Just kind of vary that a little bit. A little bit more paint there. It flows for me. Just a little bit though, because if you add too much, then it's going to lose that variety of color. It'll mix together too much, and then you kind of lose that variety. A little bit up here. I don't want that to move around on me too much there. Across. A little bit more white. Just kind of be random with it here. Strokes are parallel, horizontal, or vertical. A nice mix. It's almost like painting wood. You can paint wood like this. Actually, this is a brick wall, but you could paint like a wood wall, same type of idea. Just use my hand. I try to keep my hand out of the way as much as possible. I'm using the whole length of the brush here, the handle of the brush. Really kind of impressionistic at this point. Up there. Certain areas I want it to be a little lighter, like right there I went lighter. So I hold a more weight to the paint. Right there I went lighter. Actually over here I want it darker. That one darker. Easy, huh? Sort of overlapping my strokes here and there. Covering that. I'm kind of, see where the top of that cup is there, the glass. Sort of defining that shape a little bit better there. I made it a little bit too big when I first did it. I'm sort of defining that shape. Trying not to overblend it. I got this area right here. There's going to be some leaves and whatever and whatnot, so bring it down to where those leaves are going to be. Now I'm sort of just filling it in areas that I missed. Alright, so there's a lot of life to it. It's not over blended, not over mixed. So trust the process a little bit. Alright, so that's good for the background. Now there's a table. There's a table down here. Let me kind of bring that up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Move my reference photo down slightly. Let's see that. There's going to be a table here. I don't know if that's going to hold there. I'm just going to bring this down so it doesn't move. There's a table right here. I just want to sort of fill that in with some color. Just make it sort of a light brown color. A little bit of raw umber, just to change the taste of it a little bit. Raw umber, it's sort of a dull version of burnt umber. Into some white. I'm just going to figure out where the leaves are going to be. There's going to be a leaf right there coming down the table. Using horizontal strokes and just sort of bringing it across. So it's going to be a little bit darker on the right side. There's going to be a leaf right here, so I'm just going to leave that open right there instead of going over it. A little bit more darker paint on the right side, make it darker there. It's more shadows on the right side of this painting. So bring that across. I am outdoors, so that's why you might hear some noise out here. Bring that across. A little bit more white. Put a couple highlights on the left side. Couple highlights on the left side. Into white. So I just drag that across. I don't want to add too much white because then it's going to get a little bit milky. That's going to move over into the dark there. Bring that back a little bit more. So it looks like it's sort of going back. And bring these down a little bit where the grapes are. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Painting always helps, always makes a good day great and a bad day good. That's how I see it. Painting always cheers me up if I need to be cheered up. That filled in there. Just tying up some loose ends here. Now see how right here I have a line right here to the edge of this glass? You don't want to have that because it kind of looks kind of monotonous. So I'm going to move that over a little bit. Just going to put some paint in there. That looks a little bit monotonous there, so let me kind of get rid of that. sort of move it over to here. Looks a little bit better there. And just figure out any place I want the. I'll go back and reestablish some of those darks I had initially put in. Any place I need to be reestablished. And any place I want to have a little bit of shadow color on. And right in here, there's a little bit more of a shadow in this part of this brick. So I'll kind of establish that a little bit. Maybe down here in this part of this brick here, a bit darker. A little bit of a shadow there. I'm doing sort of a still life collection recently. I painted some lemons, and I painted some peaches. Now I'm painting grapes. Just to give myself a little bit of a change. I was doing a lot of seascapes last month or two, a couple months. Just wanted to give a little bit of a break from that. And some still life. So these dark areas, they kind of give the bricks a little bit of dimension. Let them sort of blend into some of those lights. Use a little bit more brown rather than black. There we go. Dark coming down that way. And get a little bit more dark on the top. Here, you don't want too much light in the very top of the painting. The eye should be in this direction here where the grapes are. So by putting dark on the top, it kind of leads the eye down to where the light is, where the grapes are going to be. Alright, and go back into a little bit more white. Again, without cleaning the brush. Where it's a little bit lighter, just going to brush some light on there. A little bit of light. See, it comes down there. All white paint. Just so I can kind of get the feel of a highlight, even though it's still the underpainting. More light up there. Now again, not too much light on the top. Even though the reference photo has a light on the top, I'm going to go against the reference photo and not make it too bright on the top. If you use a reference photo as a guide, not like as a something where you have to follow every last inch of it, because sometimes things look better different than the reference photo. Just a basic guide, that's all the reference photo should be. If the reference photo looks really good and that's what you want to follow, then yeah, definitely follow the reference photo. But if you can make something look better, different than the reference photo, then do that. Alright, so I think we're starting to get this here. A little bit lighter up here. I'm breaking my own rule. Making that light up there. me go back and reestablish that dark there in the middle. Notice how I've never cleaned the brush the whole time. Right there. Alright, so that's the background underpainted of this painting. Wine and red wine and grapes, or grapes and red wine. I haven't figured out what to name this painting yet. One of the two. That's the background of that. I think next time, well, I'll let it dry tomorrow a little bit, and then next time I'll start to, what should I do? Maybe should I work on the glass with the wine in it, or the grapes? Maybe the glass with the wine in it. That'll be the next step. So please be sure to subscribe if you like my channel, if you get any benefit out of it, and I appreciate everybody who watches my videos. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.